Hello my friends. Thank you for being with me. Today I'm going to tell you about one of the most important leaders of the United States, Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln was born on February 12, 1809, near Hodgenville, Kentucky, to a farmer family. He was the second child of Thomas Lincoln and Nancy Hanks Lincoln. His ancestors were English immigrants who settled in Massachusetts in the 17th century. He grew up in a log cabin on Sinking Spring Farm and later moved to Indiana with his family when he was 7 years old. He faced many hardships and challenges on the frontier, such as poverty, disease, and Indian raids. He had little formal schooling, but he loved to read books and learn new things. He taught himself law, mathematics, grammar, and history. He also developed a talent for storytelling and public speaking. He worked as a farmhand, a rail splitter, a store clerk, a postmaster, a surveyor, and a militia captain before becoming a lawyer in Illinois. He married Mary Todd in 1842 and they had 4 sons, but only one of them survived to He entered politics as a Whig and served in the Illinois state legislature and the U.S. House of Representatives. He opposed the expansion of slavery into the territories and became a leader of the new Republican Party. He gained national fame for his debates with Stephen A. Douglas during the 1858 Senate campaign. He argued that slavery was morally wrong and that the nation could not endure half slave and half free. He ran for president in 1860 on a platform of preserving the Union and stopping the spread of slavery. He won the election with a majority of electoral votes, but only 40% of the popular vote. His victory triggered the secession of 11 southern states that formed the Confederate States of America. Lincoln refused to recognize their independence and vowed to defend the federal government. The Civil War began on April 12, 1861, when Confederate forces fired on Fort Sumter in South Carolina. Lincoln faced many difficulties and dilemmas during the war. He had to balance the demands of radical and moderate Republicans, war Democrats, border states, abolitionists, and emancipationists. He had to deal with incompetent generals, political rivals, foreign intervention threats, and domestic unrest. He had to cope with personal tragedies, such as the death of his son Willie in 1862 and his wife's mental instability. He also had to endure physical exhaustion, depression, and frequent bouts of illness. Despite these challenges, Lincoln showed He expanded the powers of the presidency and the federal government to wage war and suppress rebellion. He issued the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1, 1863, which declared that all enslaved people in the rebel states were free. He also supported the passage of the 13th Amendment, which abolished slavery throughout the nation. He delivered some of the most memorable speeches in American history, such as the Gettysburg Address in 1863 and the Second Inaugural Address in 1865. He articulated his vision of a new birth of freedom for America based on democracy, equality, He also sought to reunite the nation after the war and to heal its wounds. He offered generous terms of peace and reconciliation to the defeated Confederates. He planned to rebuild the South and restore its loyalty to However, he did not live to see his plans realized. On April 14, 1865, he was shot by John Wilkes Booth, a Confederate sympathizer, at Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C. He died the next morning at the age of 56. Abraham Lincoln is widely regarded as one of the greatest presidents in American history. He is admired for his courage, honesty, wisdom, and compassion. He is also revered as a martyr who sacrificed his life for the cause of freedom and justice. His legacy lives on in his words and deeds that inspire millions of people around the world. Friends, the video about Abraham Lincoln's biography ends here. I hope you liked it. If you did, please like the video and subscribe to my channel and leave your comments. Don't forget to write now which biography you want in next video. See you, goodbye everybody.